Good afternoon, friends. Today, another day in the life of a chartered accountant, and we are again here to deliberate on a very important topic of your lives, that is soft skills key as a cornerstone of the CA success. So, with us will be our honorable speaker. But before that, I'll light my Secretary Bureau's operations to have some opening remarks. Over to ma'am.
Thank you, Deepak sir. Good afternoon, students. I hope that you are taking advanced knowledge on these topics which we are running this show from last 1 month. So every Friday and Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m. we are coming with the development on the new skill sets, new upskilling, reskilling, and enhancing the new skill sets for the students. So we have our honorable speaker of the day, CA Deepak Singh Ji. He is a seasoned professional chartered accountant, have expertise knowledge on the data analytics, forensic accounting, and he's a director at data analytics in IndusNet Technologies. So I welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. I think Sanjeev sir is also here.
Yeah, we have our vice chairman with us, CA Sanjeev Sanghi ji. Sir, he's a very dynamic leader, and this is the initiative that has been introduced by Sanjeev sir. So over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Vidhi ma'am, and thanks Deepak for giving your consent for this important webinar, Run 100. And let me tell you, we have with us RK sir, who is, we both are right now at Amsterdam for this important meeting conducted by Edinburgh Group. And very importantly, friends, this series has been started to make sure that we all reskill ourselves, upskill ourselves, and acquire new skills. And the most important skill today is communication. How we communicate with our people around, how we engage with them, and how we inspire them. And this is going to help throughout your journey of profession. Once you right now are a student, tomorrow you become a chartered accountant, and going forward you become a professional when you have to communicate with your team, with your employees, and with stakeholders, and with people around you. And the better you communicate, the better you can achieve your goals. Because communication is not about how you talk and how you speak, how you express your ideas going forward. How importantly you express people to put your point through and negotiate with them and actually convince them to make sure that your objectives are achieved with a lot of conviction. I think that's the important goal which we all need to learn and understand. And this helps a lot in the longer run. So with that, I will once again congratulate the entire Board of Studies team for putting together all of this. This is not easy, managing 100 webinars, 2 webinars a day, managing all the speakers, and to all the students who have joined this webinar. Please do pass on this message to all your fellow students, because this series is going to be regular and will be conducted throughout. I will request RK sir to please share a few words. He's also a Central Council member and a chairman of GST committee.
Welcome, sir.
Very warm good afternoon or good evening to all of you for attending this program. Vidhi and Deepak who have joined us today. I'm very glad the working in a dynamic mode. As rightly said by Sanjeev Sanghi, communication is the key. Along with communication comes the speed at which you communicate, the speed at which you take decisions. So, esteemed friends, kindly ensure that you participate in these programs effectively, and also ensure that you take home points which are necessary for your success. Kindly utilize this opportunity of the Board of Studies operations. Sanjeev Sanghi, Rohit Ruwatia, and the entire team, the admin team, which is headed by the very dynamic, very dedicated secretary, Vidhi, whom all of you can see on the dais, on the video here. They all are putting in their hard work. See, what do people talk outside? Oh, institute. Oh, their classes. How worthy they'll be. How worthy it'll be. People today have started to value the programs that we do in terms of money. If someone is charging 1 lakh rupees, I think students think it's the best. Oh, 1 lakh rupiah, 1 lakh. And for the same program, if we charge hardly 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, people think that nothing should be there, isn't it? This is free. And of course, this is free. This is free, I'm told. Sanjeev tells me this is free. Now, when something comes free, is it worthless? No. Institute is a statutory body enacted by an act of parliament. It is our duty. Our duty is not here to charge money, fleece money, and ensure that whatever money you have got, I take it and I buy an Audi or any such bigger vehicles and flaunt around with my cars. We are teaching, others are coaching. The difference between teaching and coaching. So we are into teaching, others are into coaching mode. So dear students, wish you all the best. And I am extremely happy that Sanjeev gave me this opportunity. Together we are in Amsterdam today to chair the accounting bodies of 15 accounting bodies of the world. As a chair from India, it's my proud privilege that Sanjeev is here along with me. Thank you very much and best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, Akhil
Yes,
sir.
ma'am, you can take it forward.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for your words of wisdom to the students. Over to you, Deepak sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Board of Operations. Thank you, Sanjeev sir. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to share something, deliberate on something which is close to my heart. Because a lot of time we get sessions which is predominantly high on technical skills, right? We have income tax provisions, we have GST provisions, we have corporate laws coming in. Okay. We have artificial intelligence, which has recently, caught the eye of the institute, and we are doing a lot of upskilling and technical education in that front. But today's session is a little different, with a viewpoint that I'll share the small presentation that I have created, but I want to set the context before moving into and sharing those presentation. We have to understand that as chartered accountants, we are into service line, and we are not into product line, right? Whenever we are whenever we have something which is tangible, right? The soft skills generally tends to take a backseat, right? But whenever we have something called services, right, that is where the act of soft skills, the act of communication, the act of stories telling, the act of analytical and critical thinking, the act of team building, leadership initiatives takes the front seat. So once we qualify as chartered accountants, we would be serving our clients. We would be taking help of the articles, the interns or qualified chartered accountants to serve our client, right? That is where we as chartered accountants would be residing at a very pivotal and at a very important position, okay, dealing with these human psychologists, right? And that is where we would try to understand that how mastering the soft skills will help you go long way once you qualify. Not only this is for aspiring chartered accountants, whoever is would go through this presentation, whether it's aspiring or qualified chartered accountants, they would be understanding the impact of good and essential soft skills that would be there. With this, I think I'll share my screen. Let me know when the screen is visible. And with the permission of the Board of Studies Operations, can I go on and turn off the video for better connectivity? I hope the screen is visible.
Clear, sir. Very clear. Great.
Okay. Okay, so here we are. As chartered accountants, we need to have certain key soft skills. Okay. And since this session is for aspiring chartered accountants, let us not limit this to budding CAs, but also qualified CAs, right? And in this session, we'll try to understand what are those essential soft skills, how they can be utilized in your day-to-day operations whenever you qualify. Having said that, these soft skills are not exhaustive in nature. These are inclusive. Having worked in industry for more than 12 years now, 12 to 13 years now, I have kind of jotted some important ones, but these are not limited to. Now, when it comes to you know understanding the importance of soft skills, according to Forbes, they understand that 80% of career success depends on soft skills, right? Why this 80% is having a very good quantifiable number as 80%? Now consider a scenario that once you qualify, you go on to an audit assignment. There you need to speak to your client. You need to get the documentation from the client. You identify any issues. You touch base with the client stakeholders again to corroborate those issues, right? Then you come back to your partner. You share the insights with your partner. Your partner asks you to create a report. That report needs to be created in a very professional way. That reports needs to be communicated back to the audit committee or to the relevant stakeholders within the client's organization. Okay, so you understand that at each and every touch point of yours, whether it's your client or your internal partner, you need to have these soft skills to have a great working environment, to have a great career. That is why Forbes magazine, they have stated that almost 80% of the career success or the career path depends largely on soft skills that we acquire, right? Obviously, technical skills are important, but if your soft skills are not well built, your communication of those technical skills to the outer world becomes little difficult. It is not impossible, but it becomes little difficult. That is why the importance of soft skill is given much priority. Now, looking at the broader scenarios of soft skills, there can be n number of soft skills, but these are the three soft skills which I believe needs thorough understanding and needs inculcation within your behavior, starting from problem solving, analyzing, and being a strategic advisor to your clients. So that is where the problem solving mindset, the problem understanding mindset comes into picture. Analyzing the problem, analyzing the solution, potential solutions becomes one of the most critical soft skills, right? Second in line is the communication. Now, why communication? Now let's say once we have understood the problem, once we have identified the potential resolution, potential solution to it, it needs to be communicated to the end users, right? It is not that you understand the problem and you will sit tight and it will get solved on its own. You need to involve people. You need to involve various tools. We need to, talk to various, stakeholders at client side and internally. That is where your effective communication becomes very much essential. Your talking style, your writing style, your presentation style becomes utmost important, right? Third is the leadership. Since we are dealing with people, we are dealing with emotional intelligence, the leadership soft skills becomes much more important. That is where your thought process, your activities for managing teams, managing client relationships becomes all the more important. Okay, so starting from understanding the problem, defining the solution for the problem, to communicating the same to the end user, to inculcating a team, team initiatives, team working kind of an environment, is where our soft skills largely would depend. These are not exhaustive. You can add as many soft skills in here, but as far as I have this understanding working in corporate and in small to medium enterprises to large enterprises, from an auditor point when I was with ENY, to leading a team here in Industrial Technologies. These are the three essential soft skills that needs to be created. Now, why these soft skills matter most to aspiring CAs, right? Because the role of chartered accountants have evolved over the past 5 years or 10 years. Okay. And in this age of AI, generative AI, we are having everyday evolution of how clients look at us as chartered accountants. We are no more a compliance auditor. We have become more of an advisors to our clients. We have become more of a strategic partners to our client. We have become more of a leader for our clients. So whenever there is an audit committee meeting, the auditors are generally called upon, asked to basically present their findings, identify the present their issues, okay, present the risks for the organization. So they are looking to us as a leader in our respective domain. So this evolving role of chartered accountants from a compliance manager to a more strategic advisor is where why these soft skills needs to be brushed very frequently. Now, employer expectation, right? Whenever, let's say, today I go into any corporate, instead of having my own CA firm, there my employer, my seniors in the organization, in the corporate life, would expect me to have a sound communication. Many a times what happens is I may have to don the role of a consultative salesperson. Then I need to have negotiation skills, and needless to say, the relationship skills or the people skills are the most important. So whether it's be into practicing role or into a corporate full-fledged working role, it needs to have a CA needs to have a good soft skills attached to it. And obviously the long-term success with these AIs coming into picture, and obviously there are tons and tons of videos available online where the emotional intelligence part or the empathy part of the AI is still missing. That is where the human in the loop would come and be a game changer here. So the long-term success, the long-term career growth largely depends on how we communicate, how we conduct ourselves, how we embrace the team working with us, right? So that is where these three areas, or this three necessities of why soft skills matter a lot for the aspiring CAs. Let us talk a little on to the communication skills, right? Now, communication skills broadly can be further drilled down into three categories. One is the storytelling concepts, okay? One is the email etiquette, how you write something, and one is the public speaking, right? So one, the storytelling, how whatever concepts you have, whatever findings you derive through your financial analysis, through your financial audits, how easily you are communicating those in a very lucid, very layman form to the end users in a storytelling format. Email etiquette, your email writing, your normal textual writing is where this email etiquettes would come. Your public speaking, how you are conducting yourself, how you are engaging people whenever you are asked to represent your firm or you are asked to represent your current organization. So that's the public speaking part of it. So broadly speaking, the communication skills would largely depend if you try to acquire and accomplish these three objectives in the longer run. Let us look at some small example to understand how this storytelling um, can be a game changer. Now, let's say there are two statements that I have put in here, and these are all technical explanation that is being given here. One for the depreciation and one for the overhead costs. We all know what depreciation is. We all know what overhead cost is. Now, whenever you are explaining the concept of depreciation to a non-technical person, okay, how would you do it? So this is basically the technical explanation, which says depreciation is the systematic allocation of the cost of an asset over its useful life based on a predetermined accounting method. Okay, this WDV method, or straight method, whatever method you follow, right? So this is a technical explanation. And for the overhead cost, it's like, you have a finding for the client, and wherein you are saying that your company's overhead costs have increased by 15% in the previous quarter, and because of which the profit has declined. So this is the two statements, which is a technical in nature, little technical in nature, is what I have taken as an example. Now, with the help of storytelling, we need to basically explain a lay person, right? How we do that? Okay, how we do that? This is what your simple explanation may be, and this is again not a hard and fast rule that this has to be implemented. You can take any form of storytelling, whether it's in a pictorial or a textual form. It's up to you. Now, for the depreciation, a very small example of how a storytelling can change the entire definition of depreciation. So here, if you say that, imagine you have purchased a car, okay, which you take, and the worth of the car is 10 lakh. The moment you are taking out of the car and start using it, okay, or not using it, the value of it starts decreasing. So let's say if today the value of the car is 10 lakh, you have purchased that car, you come out of the showroom, even if you use it or not use it, okay, after 1 year timeline or 5 years timeline, the value would reduce to, let's say, 4 lakh. If you go and sell that car, it would be sold not more than 10 lakhs. It will be way below the 10 lakh mark, the price that we have taken, right? Now, in business parlance, we call this as reduction in asset value over time. Why reduction? Because from 10 lakhs, now you cannot sell that particular car in a 10 lakhs. It would be sold lower than 10 lakhs. So there is a reduction. And value over time, that means in a span of 5 years, it has not depreciated in one day. Over a period of time, it has depreciated. Okay, so this helps companies spread the cost of an asset over several years instead of accounting for it all at once. Okay, so you see, taking a very small example of procuring a car and then using or slash not using the car, and after 5 years selling the car, you try to create analogy for storytelling it, right? So that is where you try to explain the concepts, explain the findings to the end users in a very layman, in a very storytelling aspect of it. Second example was the overhead cost. Now, a very small example that we have taken. Imagine that you are filling a bucket with water and there is a small hole at the bottom. So even though you keep on pouring water in the bucket, the volume of the water will essentially come down. It will not be stagnant because there is a hole at the bottom, okay, which is basically because of which you are losing a significant amount of water. And this is what exactly happens to your net profit or your profits whenever there are overhead costs attached to your business scenarios. Okay, so in order to save those costs, you need to do some patchwork. You need to implement cost saving strategies within your organization to save that money and increase the profit. So using this bucket water analogy, you are trying to make the end user understand. Okay, and this is a very small example. You in the normal scenario, in the real world scenario, you will not have people trying to understand the depreciation and overhead costs, understanding in a very layman terms knowledge, right? In a very layman terms scenario. So this is where how you can use the power of storytelling, explain the findings, explain the financial analysis insights that you are deriving from the analysis that you do for your client. Moving on to the email etiquettes, this I feel is more important, more in same as that of storytelling. But generally, what happens is many a times we do communication over emails, over written format rather than through calls or through speaking. So these email etiquettes become very much essential, and nowadays, because of the advent of chat GPTs, these email etiquettes have is easily solvable. You just give your raw content into the chat GPT and ask it to structure it, it will do it. But again, you need to have a good prompt engineering, prompt writing skills to even do that, right? So then I've taken two examples. One is for request for documents. Whenever you go for an audit, you would require certain documentation coming from the client. So that is where these small excerpts have been taken. So I'm writing that, hi, I need the financial statements and tax filing for the last 2 years. Send them today. Also confirm if there are any pending tax payments. Okay. This is highly not professional way of writing an email. Okay. Second is you want to have a meeting with your senior partner to understand certain important issues that have come up during tax compliance. And here what you are writing, hi sir, I want to discuss an important issue related to tax compliance. Please let me know when you are free. Okay, the simple one-liner. These way of writing in emails in a professional world is highly not advisable. Okay, you need to be thorough, you need to be utterly professional in writing anything, because writing is where, so let's say you are communicating face to face through someone, right? So your words and your emotions can be seen by the other party very easily. Okay, that is where the a miscommunication part does not happen. Okay, but whenever you are writing something, your intention might not be to hurt someone, but the way the other person is reading and perceiving those texts can become very difficult. The tonality of the words that are being used becomes very critical and very important to understand. That is where whenever there is a communication, face-to-face communication, it is less risky. But whenever it is in a documented and in a written format, it becomes utterly difficult and critical for the the person writing those content, writing those emails, to be very thorough and very professional. So these two email examples is there, and let's see how these can be structured. So the first example is where we have we want we'll write, dear, okay, I hope you are doing well. To proceed with the audit, we require the following documents. So see how we are structuring the requirement of the document. Here we have not structured, so there may be a scenario that the client looking at it may miss some of the points. So here is only one line, so there's no chance of missing. But wherever there are more than 4, 5 lines, 10 lines, there are high probability of chance that the user would miss something. So here what we have done, we have written what is the requirement in a bulletized format, so that it becomes soothing to our eyes. It becomes highly visible, highly visual in terms of understanding what is required. The user can take the printout, check, uncheck wherever the documents are available and give it to you. Last but least, kindly share these by specific deadline to ensure smooth processing, and also requesting if you need any further clarification, you can ask for. Here, there was no such further communication, further request that was initiated in case of any query. Okay, so you see how we are very politely asking the user what to provide. Okay, and how we are asking those information is also necessary. Okay, how we are mentioning that if these documents are not given, there would be some repercussions, but these repercussions are also toned down. Okay, and again, being submissive in the nature that if you have any question, do let us know, and we'll be more than happy to clarify those queries. Okay, so this is where the the power of well structured emails or well structured written communication becomes highly important. Okay, next is the example of senior partner meeting, right? So let we are requesting a senior partner. We cannot be sending an email like this to a senior partner who would have no time in the world to read your emails, and let alone these sort of emails, right? Even if he or she has time looking at your email, they'll not be giving you any time whatsoever for the meeting, right? So how we can make it more structured? Okay, so in a subject line, you need to be thorough, right? A very good subject line, very short, crisp, and it should give the crux of the email. Okay, dear, the name of the senior partner, I hope you are having a great day. So this is where you are trying to give a salutation. Okay, I would like to schedule a brief meeting. You are also mentioning the period 15 to 20 minutes at his convenience. Okay, so what you are doing is you are asking for the time, but also telling that, look, I may adjust the time at your convenience, and you are also trying to give why you require that time. So what you are doing is you are asking for time, how much time, and for what purpose you are asking. Okay, so in a single line itself, you are giving all these three elements. Please let me know a suitable time that works for you. I am available on this time slots. So what you're giving is you're also giving your time slots. Okay. Generally, people may think that giving your time slots can be taken in a different way by the senior partner or by your seniors. But trust me, in corporate life, it is highly advisable whenever you are proposing a time or asking for a time, you give your time as well. That, look, I am available on these 2 or 3 slots. Okay, so if the senior partner is available on these, they can confirm. If not, they may give you the time as per their schedule. Okay, so in a simple 2-line email, okay, which was earlier though 1 line, but there was lack of courtesy, there was lack of professionalism to the core, we have structured this email in a very fine way. Okay, and with the advent of generative AI, with the advent of large language models, writing these professional emails are is very easy. Okay, trust me, whenever now I am writing any email to my clients or to my seniors, I kind of jot the bullet points in Word document, copy it, paste it in the GPT, and ask it to structurize and formalize. Okay, and it gives me a very good structured professional email for me to use. And having said that, I do check the content once before sending it straight away to the end users, not a copy paste kind of a thing, because you know that the words might used by the chat GPTs can be different, because there are a lot of hallucinations, a lot of issues that are coming up, right? So, but largely speaking, 99% of the cases it would give you apt, and you need not make any changes in there. Okay, so this is where your communication, the act of storytelling, and your way of writing an email would be essential, highly essential whenever you are communicating with the end users. Third is where your communication and presentation skills are very much important, right? Now, attended so many webinars, so many seminars, taken so many deliberations, CA deliberation within our CA fraternity. We understand that we are very good in analyzing, we are very good in analytical thinking, but we are very, I will not say bad, but comparatively poor in terms of how we are communicating those insights to the end users. Okay, and that is where our communication and our presentation skills, okay, our dressing skills, our way of even if the way we are walking within a boardroom, within a meeting room becomes utmost essential. Okay, so that is where this communication and presentation skills becomes very much important. So whenever we are communicating, okay, it has to be clear, okay, it has to be short, it has to be crisp, and it has to be direct. Okay, why it is essential? Because we would be auditing, we would be doing a lot of auditing, we would be doing a lot of consulting, and would be a lot of financial reporting. Okay, that is where if our communication, if our thought process is not clear, our entire engagement, our entire effort is going for a toss. Okay, that is why the clear communication is very much essential. How do we improve the clear communication, the improve our communication skills? Okay, this is very traditional, but I feel reading is one way our communication skills can become very good, very good. So read newspaper, read books, okay. Read not only technical books, but non-technical books as well. There are tons and tons of books available online wherein your speaking skills, your communication skills, your work presentation skills can be enhanced. Take a newspaper, take a magazine, read it. Okay, but the core idea would be to have this regular reading practice done, okay, rather than once in a lifetime kind of a scenario. Third is the impromptu speaking. Okay, now take a topic. Now during these school days, we used to have this extempore speech that they would give you topic just 10 minutes or 15 minutes prior to you going to the dais and speaking. So this impromptu speaking helps you basically, create those contents on the fly, create those, contents in a summarized way, very effectively, and that you are able to speak in a very short, crisp, and precise way in a very short span of time. So this impromptu speaking amongst your peers, amongst any conferences, is quite essential. So need to have a good communication, clear communications, skill that can be enhanced by way of reading, by way of listening, how others are speak. So you listen a lot of podcasts, you see a lot of TED Talks as well, right? Those, the way those speakers speak, the way they conduct themselves on the dais is what you can learn. And you can also learn the impromptu speaking whenever you are hearing and listening to any podcast. Okay, so these are some of the essential communication and presentation skills that needs to be enhanced. Now, the most important part is analytical and problem solving, right? Since we are chartered accountants, uh, analytical thinking is in our blood, right? We are very good in numbers. We are very good in analyzing those numbers. Okay. But the problem lies with the second part, which is problem solving. Now, with this advent of AI, your monotonous, your regular task would become redundant. So majority of your task would be done and dusted by AI applications or AI softwares that would be created. So what would be left? The remaining part would essentially be in terms of identifying that problem statement, okay, speaking with client, understanding their pain point, come back to your team, okay, narrate the problem statement to your solutioning team. Your solutioning team understands the problem, identifies the solution, gives the solution back to the client. Okay, so your act or your skill in terms of understanding the problem and providing a solution to that problem becomes very much important. Okay, so these analytical and problem solving techniques, problem solving areas needs to be brushed up. Okay, and one of the way how you identify a suitable problem or correct problem is the 5 whys. So whenever you go and ask a client, so let's say you are going and for a quality audit, manufacturing quality audit. So once in one of the findings, you see that for certain manufacturing line of manufacturing, the abnormal wastage has increased by 5%. Okay, so you ask why. So they will say that the raw material were not good. Then you ask why that raw material were not good. So they would say XYZ reason. So why that XYZ reason? So essentially, when you have these 5 lines of why questions, whys answered by your client, you would essentially get that root cause of the problem. Okay, so having this 5 whys framework or SWOT analysis of strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, you can come directly to the problem, identify directly that problem statement which you are going to solve. Okay, so this is how your analytical and problem solving techniques would enhance. And the other is the case study, working on a real world simulation. So whenever you are reading any newspaper, you are solving any problems which is there in your academics, you need to understand, simulate that problem to a real world scenarios. Okay, and how that scenario would blow up and how you are providing a solution to it. Okay, so that is where this analytical and problem solving ability or the soft skills needs to be inculcated within you once you qualify. And it is not necessary that it needs to be embraced only after you qualify. It can be right from this very moment. Okay. In terms of analytical and critical thinking, I would like to cite the report given by World Economic Forum. Because of the AI and all this thing, the problem solving technique and the critical and analytical thinking is one of the most important skills that would be required in the future. Okay, because trust me, all the manual work, all the monotonous work would be given to AI based solutions. And once we qualify as chartered accountants, we are not expected to be I would say a hardcore execution person, but we would be more taken as strategic advisor. So our analytical thinking, our critical thinking, our problem solving techniques become very much essential. So these are some of the important soft skills that needs to be inculcated within ourselves for our career. Leadership and teamwork. Needless to say, we would be working with a lot of people. So people's management is our role as well, along with HR. HR generally would come in whenever there is a conflict, but essentially people management would reside with you only. So managing your audit teams, managing the client relationships, um, delegating the work, okay, because you will not do the entire work. You need to delegate those works effectively to various stakeholders, take reports from them, take regular follow-ups from them. You need to be very efficient in that. So that the act of delegation would essentially be one of the important soft skills that you need to enhance with. Initiatives. So this is where within a group project, you need to come up the ladder, you need to take the accountability, you need to take the ownership of any work that is being done by your team. So you need to have that leader capabilities built within yourself. Okay, you can be a team player, but you need to take that accountability, that ownership, that initiative as well to deliver a project for your client. Okay, team activities, again, you would be expected to be involved in a lot of team activities, not only within your team but cross-functional team, um, to have a full-fledged solution developed. So let's say if today you are doing any quality audit and tomorrow in the same you identify that there are some digital transformation related issues, you need to touch base with your IT team or IT advisory team to get that problem statement removed. So that is where your cross-functional team, building your cross-functional team working would be of great help. So the leadership and teamwork is again one such soft skills that would be required on a regular basis for you to thrive as a professional chartered accountant. Okay. How you can develop that leadership and decision making? Again, a lot of TED Talks, a lot of podcasts, a lot of strategic thinking would come into picture, a lot of leadership insights. So you can go through any of the newspaper, and whenever there are leadership talks, you need to listen to them. Okay, you need to start reflecting on the decisions that you have taken. Okay, to understand and have a decision making frameworks created. Right, that did I do it correctly? Did I not do it correctly? You reflect on those, and then you alter those decisions for your future work. So these reflection or proactive thinking on what you did correct, what you did not do correct, again becomes very much important. Okay, you chalk out the top 10 leaders who are good speakers. You take Steve Jobs, you take Tim Cook, okay, you take Satya Nadella. You see how they are how they are reflecting the aura of leadership and decision making. That becomes quite essential. Emotional intelligence and stress management. This is becoming one of the biggest topic nowadays. So you need to have emotional intelligence or empathy towards your client, towards your peers, towards your colleagues. Okay. You need to have your stress level managed in a very better way. Okay. Because you would be having extended work time, you would be dealing with a lot of firefighting situations. That is where the stress management becomes very much essential. And our work is not like we would go into field, we would have 10 hours of physical activity. Our work is entrusted to sitting on at our desk with a laptop. So your physical activity is restricted, so your emotional intelligence gets disturbed, your stress level increases. So you need to have that emotional intelligence and stress managed at all times. How you can do that? Some of the representative way is core meditation or gratitude journaling, wherein you write a one page of gratitude to referenced to anyone whom you want to speak to your manager who has helped you out. So this gratitude journaling becomes very much essential, because many a times we do speak a lot of negative about other people, and because of which a lot of negativity comes within ourselves as well. So this gratitude journaling brings that positive vibes within yourself, that brings the humbleness within you, for your work environment to thrive and survive. Last is simple deep breathing exercises. Whenever you are agitated, when you are under pressure, you can take a sigh of relief. You can, take a quick stroll of walk, get disassociated with your work for some time, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, go for a walk, go for a coffee, speak to your, colleagues for non-work related activities, and see those basically helps you out in this emotional intelligence and stress management a lot. Adaptability and time management will again be one of the areas where you need to look into more, because there will be a lot of work that would be given to you. So you need to prioritize, deprioritize. So you have something called Eisenhower matrix, which you can look into. So if that work is urgent and it can be done now, if that work is urgent and important, so there is a matrix set by Eisenhower which you can use for the purpose of prioritizing or deprioritizing a task. Okay. You need to be proactive. You need to automate a lot of your tasks going forward. You can have that with the help of an AI and automation. You need to have you need to break your entire day's task into small parts and activities. That is where, as I said, the Pomodoro techniques of working for extensive 15 minutes and 20 minutes and then taking a break of 5 minutes or 10 minutes becomes very much necessary, so that you are able to devote your full attention, full work, attentive work for your rest of the assignment. So how you are trying to adapt or time manage by use of prioritization matrix, by becoming more proactive in terms of learning AI and automating some of your tasks, by way of using Pomodoro techniques, so that whatever you do, it would be 100% effort from your side. Time blocking, you can block time for today. Let's say today, if I have an 8-hour window, what time I need to block for what activity. So let's say today morning, I need to block 2 hours for this meeting, 1 hour for, say marketing related strategic thinking. So the way we do our, study, right? So let's say today 8 to 10 we'll do accounts, then 10:30 to 12 we'll do something else. So this is how you need to you'd be blocking your time in your professional career as well, right? And trust me, if you don't block your time, at the end of the day, you will not feel satisfied. You will feel that your 8 hours of work has been wasted. That you'll not be able to quantify what did you achieve in today's time. Okay, so your time blocking becomes very much essential. You need to set your priorities, and that Eisenhower matrix becomes more important. Okay, you need to review your to-do list on a regular basis. So what sort of work you had planned, what sort of work it has been completed, not completed, whether you are on track. So these three activities will help manage your time, will help clear off tasks which are important in nature and which are needs to be time bounded. Network building and relationship is very essential for any chartered accountants. Okay. Attend professional networking events. Okay. Have a good mentor beside you. If it's professional, well and good. Keep it professional, because they would help you understand what sort of requirement, what sort of expectation would be there from you whenever you go into a corporate life. So you need to have a good mentor beside you. You need to engage yourself in various professional networking events. You need to be interactive and active on online engagement on LinkedIn, not Facebook, LinkedIn. Okay, because LinkedIn is where you see tons and tons of educational, career related, activities being done, news being shared. So that is where your online engagement becomes all the more important. So this networking and relationship building becomes very much essential. CA forums, LinkedIn is where you can go. Various social media sites apart from LinkedIn can be Once they see a club, lot of clubs, small clubs that are there, you can be a part of. Okay. And you need to build trust, right? And you need to have, whenever you will build trust, then only they would give importance to your communication, to your interaction with them. Okay. So whatever you are speaking with them, whatever you are deliberating with them, needs to be qualitative in nature, to have that trust built with you. So with this, the last slide of the session, wherein it talks about how you can create and become enhance your soft skills. You focus on 5 core soft skills, essentially the communication, writing, the leadership. You take any 5 key skills which you feel you can accomplish in the next 30 days. Take small activities to achieve and those soft skills that you have taken target, right? And try to apply those soft skills in your day-to-day activities, okay, on a daily basis, to see that you are practicing those skills on a regular basis, rather than just learning in it and not using it, right? So this is how, and I feel that the uh, having essential soft skills along with technical skills would be the need for the future. Okay. A lot of your technical stuff would be taken care by regular RPA or AI related solutions that are getting developed. But your soft skills, your empathy, your leadership qualities, your communication, your writing skills, your team building skills will never be taken away by any AI solution or any IT. Okay. And that is why I say that a an AI cannot take your job till the time we keep on having and building these soft skills within ourselves. Okay. So with this, I end the session. Happy to take questions if they are coming in.
Thank you, very nicely crafted matter, sir, for this, and I hope the students will be totally benefited from such a nice and wonderful discussions what you had. And time to time you have given them real life examples, also your working profile also, so that they will follow it, and in a coming times they will be it will be helpful for them as when they become a proper CA and when they will go to a client side or maybe doing some auditing. This was an excellent opportunity. Sir, just going through the questions we are having, sir, I just wanted to have, I filtered out something. One question is, sir, in what way can leadership skills benefit the aspiring CA when managing a team or project? This was one of the things, sir. So,
Okay.
what you say, sir?
So let's take a very small example. So my first audit assignment was for a big FMCG company based in Bangalore, and there we had a team of almost 8 people within from our risk advisory team, and then 4 or 5 people from cross-functional team, right? And that is where I could see a, a not so senior person coming up the ladder and taking the ownership and accountability and saying to the partner that, look, I will complete this particular process, understanding, document the risk, document the RCM for this particular process from end to end. Okay. That is where we could understand that this person, even though he's quite junior in the team, has got the potential and accountability. Okay. So whenever you are working within a team, your team manager or your partner or your seniors would look up to you. And if you have that accountability and the ownership taking capability within you, I'm sure that they would appreciate it, and they would basically give those tasks to you to enhance those leadership and those initiative skills.
Fine explanation, sir. And I hope the student who has asked this question will be able to work on it and will use his thoughtfulness to get it. The other part is, sir, what steps can a CA student take to develop these soft skills during their training?
Absolutely. So one is the communication, right? So whenever you are going to any audit, right, as an article, uh, generally what happens is your senior partner speak to client, okay, and they entrust you to just do a vouching or documentation review. At that point of time, you need to tell your partner that, look, I want to communicate that with that person. Okay. Understand that, but have that communication, create that minutes of the meeting. So creating that the minutes of the meeting is also very much important so that your writing skills would improve. Okay. What you are thinking at the back end, your thinking process would improve. So having clear communication with the stakeholder, ask your partner that you are going to do it. After communication, get it documented as a minutes of the meeting so your writing skills gets improved. Once the audit is complete, you can start writing the report by yourself. Okay, so your writing skills would improve. Once that report is being written, completed, you need to share that findings with the client also, right? So you tell your partner that instead of sharing this report on email, why not we go and present this report to our client? Okay, so that presentation can also be done by you. Okay, this is how you are helping enhance your communication as well as your writing skills.
Okay, fine. And sir, the second last question is, what role does time management play in ensuring the success of an aspiring CA? Time management.
It's all about time management, sir. Starting from studying to giving exams, right, to completing an assignment within time. So whenever you'll go for an audit, generally, let's say it would be a 3 weeks audit. For the first 1 week, 1.5 week, the client will not share any document with you. Okay. So you have to complete your audit within that time span of 3 weeks, and 1.5 week has already gone by, right? So you have to complete that entire assignment in 1.5 weeks. So how you allocate your time, how you set your priorities, that which are the areas I will be doing the audit, which are the let's say the materiality of the transaction, how you will set the priorities on that, right? So the time management becomes very much essential, right? Everything, anything and everything you do after you qualify or now itself is time bounded. Okay, there's nothing that it will go for infinity and eternity.
Sir, by some Satya from Ranchi, uh, he's writing, sir, how do I become confident enough so that I can talk to my principal without feeling any inferiority complex, sir?
There is nothing called inferiority complex. It is only just have one thing in mind. Okay, so this again was this thought process was given by my partner when I was in EY. He said that, Deepak, whenever you are talking to someone senior, okay, just make sure, just understand that he is senior by birth only, right? He was born in 1970 and you were born in 1988. That is the only reason he is senior. Okay, had you also got born in 1970, it might have would have happened that you would have acquired more knowledge than him, right? So don't have a inferiority complex, right? Whenever you are going up to your senior, your principal, try to make him or her understand your thought process. Okay, how you are arriving at that position. Okay, be logical in your reasoning. Okay, it's not that you will be irrational in your thinking and then you can expect your principles to honor your thought process. Okay, but having said that, you need to be logical, you need to have confidence. Okay, articulating your thought process to the principal by way of storytelling, by way of clear communication, and that is how you can win the heart of your principal.
Very well said, and very well said. I think Satya will obviously will try to work on what you have guided him, and hope this will help him out to become a more better CA and will perform better in global citizens. Thank you for sir your valuable time and valuable inputs which you have given. Since this is a Run 100 series, so we'll hope we'll meet you again in some maybe near future
Sure, my pleasure.
with some other discussions of interest of students who will not only be benefited, but they'll also try to feel that yes, they are not inferior, but they are also a similar person. Only thing is they need a little fine tune, which will help it out.
Sure,
Thank you,
sir.
Deepak, for your nice time. And I'm from the Board of Studies. I'm very much heartful, thankful for your time and your gestures and kind words. And hope the students must have understood it. So with your permission, can I share your email IDs with the students so that they can, if anyone wants to contact you, he can get in touch with you?
Sure.
So thank you for permitting it. So this concludes with our today's discussion and today's webinar session on how to become a confident and what is the cornerstone for the soft skills which is required. And thank you very much for all and for your patience and for this hearing. Hope this
Thank
will add on to your learning, and we'll all meet again on coming Friday for the next session. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.